Bryan Singer is one of my favorite filmmakers in the big blockbuster genre department. But of course he started out small with one of the best films ever made of the 90s, and that would be The Usual Suspects. But I also love the X-Men movies that he's directed, and I love Superman Returns, and I'm looking forward, I'm just so happy that he's going to be making the next X-Men movie, which is coming out next summer. So that's just awesome. But I remember that his movie that I just saw right now called Jack the Giant Slayer was once called Jack the Giant Killer, and I think it was supposed to come out last year or the year before that, and now it's finally come out March this year, 2013. That's just not a very good sign. And these trailers that they were showing, they just gave me no hope whatsoever. I was very, very worried going into watching this movie. I was just hoping, like, Bryan Singer, you really haven't let me down as a filmmaker ever. Even the films that are not very good that you've made, I still like in some way. But I was gonna go see it anyways because I really enjoy Bryan Singer. And yes, the story is about it's just a big, huge, bombastic blockbuster look at the Jack and the Beanstalk story. That's really the plot of this film. It is expanded. I don't know if there was a love story in the original story. I don't know if we got to know much about the other characters other than Jack and the Giants. I just don't remember. I mean, it's something that I learned as a kid. But yeah, so now the story is expanded on. It's given big, big special effects. Yes, in the trailer, a lot of the giants looked quite CGI, and that was my biggest worry. In this film, I want to name off all the actors in this film. And of course, we got Nicholas Hoth, who was just in, I hope I'm saying that right, was just in Warm Bodies. This really elegant looking actress who plays his love interest. And her name is Eleanor Tomlinson. Very, very pretty girl. Also, it stars Ewan McGregor, Stanley Tucci, Eddie Marsan, Ewan Bremner, Ian McShane, and a lot of other beautiful... Oh, Warwick Davis, man. I saw Warwick Davis. He had a part in it, a little small part. So yeah, I walked in this movie having really no hope at all. And I was ready just to hate on this movie and be sad that it was going to be from the mind of, from the career of, Bryan Singer. I love you, guy. I love you, dude, but... yeah, I was just ready to just harp on this film like crazy. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie was entertaining. It was fun. I just couldn't help but think of, like, if I saw this as a 10-year-old, I would have absolutely loved this movie. This movie would have been one of the movies that I would remember I saw from my childhood. And that's what I liked about this movie the most, is that it reminded me of being what it is to be a kid and to be entertained. And I think they really did a good job in the character department, in the look, in the feel. A lot of the special effects does look really good. The giants, on the other hand, still look a little cartoonish and silly. I couldn't help but think like it looked like something that you would see in an animated film. It probably would have worked in an animated film, but in a live-action film, it does come off as a little hokey. But maybe that's what they were going for, and maybe it works a little bit. So surprisingly, might have maybe I'm the idiot. I don't know. But overall, this movie is extremely entertaining, and I liked all of the actors. I think everybody serves a purpose, whether they're predictable or not, whether that's clearly the good guy and that's clearly the bad guy. That's why I really want to name most of the actors in this film, because I think all of them do a pretty cool job in this movie. And I like the fact that Ian McShane, who plays the king, I want to point this out, is that he's not a king that just shies away from action and lets other people do his bidding. But he's a king that gets right in there and does the work. That really surprised me. That was one of the biggest surprises. And I love the chemistry between the two leads. I thought they fit really well, and I really hope we see more from this actress. I think she's not only is she very pretty, but she can act. And I think the story was told very well in this presentation. Other than maybe the giants being a little goofy looking, that didn't really bother me. After a while, I got kind of used to it, and I actually started to really enjoy this movie. And I thought, near the end, I was like, wow, that was fun. That was fun. That's what you want when you go to the movies. It may not have to be perfect, it may not have to be a masterpiece, but let it be fun. And I also point out the music was done by John Ottman, who's also worked on a lot of other Bryan Singer movies. I think he actually worked on The Usual Suspects and X2 and Superman Returns. it was a really, really good score. And all around, this is a very good movie. You know, don't go into thinking you're going to see one of the greatest fantasy movies ever made, like Lord of the Rings. Don't go into that. Go into just wanting to be entertained, and that's what I was. And I'm going to give Jack the Giant Slayer, not Killer, Slayer, 3 strong stars. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to WhoYouTube.com. Now, I think they're trying to set this up to be a sequel. So I really hope you take my recommendation to heart and see the film. I hope it makes some money, so maybe this story can be continued in a very interesting way. They do set it up for a sequel, and I'd like to see that sequel. Peace!